LeBron is 4-6 in the finals. Easily could be 2-8, saved by Ray Allen and Kyrie. Who wants a piece of this?
All right, welcome back to the show, everyone, and welcome to part 2, or round 2, I should say, of Skip Bayless versus 15 LeBron lovers. LeBron sexuals, LeBron stands, whatever you want to call them. It's been a brutal first round. If you didn't check it out, please check out the first video from yesterday. And I'm not going to do a long intro for this. If you saw the first one, you saw the first one. And it's pretty cool so far, honestly. Everyone is just unleashing. Skip is doing okay so far. I'm curious to see how he holds up, because this is almost a 2-hour video. So let's do round 2 here, see how it goes. And as I did in the first video, I'm gonna link the original video down below. So if you want to watch the whole thing, go for it. And everyone else, please leave this video a like. Here we go, round 2. Let's go.
LeBron is 4-6 in the finals. Easily could be 2-8, saved by Ray Allen and Kyrie. Who wants a piece of this?
Okay.
There we go, sir. You dress for the occasion. What's your name?
Boris Bogdanovich.
Okay. Yeah?
Not related to Boyan and
All
Bogdan,
right.
but I wish.
Yeah.
I wish Boyan could play with LeBron one of these days. But before we start, pregame ritual, LeBron made a iconic. Is it all right if I do a powder toss quick?
He stole it.
Yeah, Jordan did this first. He just didn't do that. It's not meant for the air, it's meant for your hands for grip, but whatever.
He made that.
Stole that from the master. He stole it, and he still does it. He went to the house that Jordan built a couple of weeks ago in Chicago, and he did it before the game, and I said, stop it. I'm going to throw up watching my TV. That belonged to that guy, and LeBron announced right away, I got next. I'm going to be at least as good as he. And it crushed LeBron's soul, because he can't even get in the ballpark of Michael Jeffrey Jordan. Go ahead.
Well, in the finals, I love that you bring up Ray Allen. In that game 6, in that fourth quarter, a lot of people remember the Ray Allen shot. Bron made a 3 before. LeBron had 16 points in that fourth quarter. Ray Allen hit the 3. Very thankful for Ray Allen, always will be. But there was a game 7 to be played. And Ray Allen and Chris Bosh in that game, they had as many points as me and you. 0 in that game.
Okay. I was a big Spurs fan at that point. Ray Allen shot them right in the heart. They couldn't get back up off the mat for Game 7 because they were up 5 points with 18 seconds left in Game 6. And by the way, the reason they should have closed the deal is in the last. I give you that LeBron did a lot of good things in that fourth quarter. He did make a fairly late 3, but then at 40 seconds left, he had an unforced error turnover where even I, as a LeBron, not hater, but non-fan, I said, LeBron, what are you doing? And at 20 seconds left, he had another unforced error turnover, and then with 6 seconds left, he, of course, has the shot to tie the game, and he LeBricks it off the back
In Game
arm.
7, in Game 7, they were only up 2 of 30-some seconds left. You know, with the shot, right elbow over Kawhi to make it a 2-possession game and ice the game.
Okay.
People forget that, too.
Okay, but what if Ray's shot doesn't go in? What if he,
what
it's
if
a long
Kerr
rebound
didn't make
after
a
Chris
shot
Bosh?
for MJ?
Okay.
You have teammates there for a reason.
But
There's 4 other
MJ
guys out
called
there.
those plays in the huddle. He said, there are 2's coming to me.
Yep,
I'm going to
yep,
kick
yep.
it to you, and you're going to make this shot. That was the Steve Kerr shot. Well,
Yep, it's such a simple distinction right there. The play was for LeBron to hit the 3 with Miami against against San Antonio, but he bricked it. So that took a Chris Bosh rebound off the brick, feeding Ray Allen for a miraculous miracle shot. But it turns out he practices it every day. So not so much of a miracle. But anyways, you get the point. It came off of LeBron James' brick as opposed to Jordan, where those were set plays. They were set schemes. Jordan calling it out, saying, if they double me, I'm going to dish out to you for the wide open shot. Steve Kerr saying, yeah, I'll be ready. There's a huge difference there because that's strategy.
Well, this just happened. It was LeBron trying to make the three, and it's a long
Yep.
rebound, and Bosch
Yep.
gets it and kicks it over to Ray, and he got his feet behind the three-point line. What if his toe is on the three-point line? We're having a different conversation because LeBron is 3 and 7. And then Kyrie, nobody could make a shot in the fourth quarter, and Kyrie made the shot of shot.
Okay.
Good job. Thank you. All right.
Yep.
Yes, sir. How are
But
you?
it's good. So Skip points out the obvious, and it's the obvious that LeBron James fans don't want to hear, but that's what it is right there. It's a huge difference. LeBron James going for the big shot, clanking it, and his team saving him, versus Michael Jordan having the foresight to go, okay, this is how it's going to happen. Be ready for this. If not, Jordan was prepared to take the final shot, but he got double teamed, so he dished it out to Kerr. Simple basketball play. And they win. Most importantly, it leads to victory.
Hi, Sean. Nice to meet you.
Hand of the king himself.
Wow.
Yes.
Where did you get that?
And
Amazon for $5, actually. It's quite the steal.
All right.
But I just want to
man,
talk.
I had all kinds of Jordan gear growing up, but never anything like referring to him as like a god or a king or a goat or anything like that. It was nothing like that. It was very, very different. I feel like the LeBron fanhood is like a cult.
Talk about a specific day in my life that I
Okay.
know I hold dearly. I know a lot of people
Modelo.
here hold dearly too.
Is it December 30th?
No, that is
Okay.
July 4th, 2016.
Okay.
That is the single most important day in the NBA history.
Why?
Kevin Durant Day?
Kevin Durant Day.
Yep.
We had the 73-9 Golden State Warriors off of a one-score game, 7-game series final against our great king in 2016. The greatest regular season team ever.
Our great king. It is a cult.
What do they do after that? Even though they beat us 2 years ago, what do? Oh, that's right. Draymond Green cries in the parking lot and
did.
calls the second best player at the time to come join the 73-9 Warriors. And look, I'm not here to judge eras. I know that Jordan played against great people. Charles Barkley was a great player, all-time player. Magic Johnson, yes, he was old at the time, all-time great player. There is
He wasn't old at the time.
nothing comparable
He had a disease.
to the 2017
HIV is why he retired, not because he was old. The guy was putting up like basically a triple double during the finals the year before he had to step away from the game. I hate that narrative.
2018 Golden State Warriors, and to put LeBron in a situation where he has to be compared to them, or those count as his finals loss, are just absolutely unfair and ridiculous. Because I mean, even when we were looking at the Olympics this year, what is every photo from the Olympics? It's a picture of Steph, Kevin, and LeBron. And while everybody else is highlighting the importance of, oh, this is our era, like look at that. I look at that, I'm like, no, this is LeBron's era with the two guys that had to join together to beat him. So what do you say?
If that was the only time that LeBron ever lost the finals, then I would say, okay, we have a conversation. But no, he lost to the Spurs twice as well, and he got swept by them as well. So wait, that's 3, 4, 5. What's the other one? I can't. He's lost 6, right? He's lost 6. 2 to the Spurs, 3 to the Warriors. That's 5. What's the other? Wow, man, what the hell? What's the other one? Wow, this is gonna bother me.
Steph Curry in the fourth quarter.
Either way, if that was the only time he ever lost the finals, maybe there's an asterisk on there. But no, he's lost to other teams other than the Golden State Warriors with Kevin Durant.
In his house, he got 2 out of 3 games to just win one. All you had to do is win. You're up 3 games to 1. Draymond obviously suspended for game 5. And we go to game 7, fourth quarter, and Steph Curry in his house goes 1 for 6 in the fourth quarter, 1 of 5 from 3, had a horrible turnover with 2 minutes left, and really disappointed me. I think Steph in the postseason is very overrated. If you look hard at his postseason, it's overrated. And to your point, it was Steph who led the contingent.
Wow, are LeBron fans Steph hate? Oh man, maybe they are Steph haters.
Fly
would make
all the way
sense.
across the country, all the way out to the tip of Long Island, all the way out to the Hamptons, to recruit Kevin Durant because they knew they couldn't beat LeBron and they thought Kyrie in next year's finals. And they needed Kevin Durant, and yet Kevin went into LeBron's house and beat him head-to-head. And again, he had a lot of help, you could say, but they needed that guy to do that, to stop LeBron. I give you that. If you look at LeBron against the Warriors, before they were the Warriors in 2015, LeBron played the 3 greatest games of his career in games 1, 2, and 3 because he didn't have Kevin Love.
Yeah, Kevin Love, no Kyrie Irving.
And Kyrie blows up his knee in overtime of game 1. And go look at the numbers. They are staggering. You're making a GOAT case, and you get to game 4 in your house against a team that you are by far the best player on the floor against. And in game 4, you have a chance to come and shut my mouth, to not close your GOAT case, but to make your GOAT case. And what does he do? He goes 7 of 22 in that game. And he made 5 of 10 free throws in that game, and they got smoked on their home court.
5 of 10 free throws.
Steve Kerr put Iguodala in the starting lineup and put him on LeBron. Okay, well that's you just got disqualified. I'm sorry, you're over and out.
Oh, new guy. Awesome.
Okay, way to go. Good job. Good job. We'll keep going.
I mean, to be fair, that's true though. That the whole Iguodala thing. When have we ever seen Jordan get shut down in an NBA Finals? It's never happened. So Iguodala doing it. Like, we don't tend to talk about it much, but we've seen it happen to LeBron. He's been shut down in the NBA Finals by Andre Iguodala out of everyone. I mean, Iggy was always a solid player, but he wasn't like that household name. Don't get me wrong. I'm not discrediting Iguodala. Good player, but he's not like the guy. You know what I mean? But he ended up with the Finals MVP because he literally shut LeBron James down. That's something that you can never escape from if you're LeBron James. You know, if Jordan would have got shut down in an NBA Finals, I think, yeah, and that's the reason they lost. We'd be having a much different conversation about Jordan instead of the 6-0 stuff that we talk about.
Yes, sir. How are you?
Adam, nice to meet
You're Adam. Nice to meet you, sir.
Right.
I got him.
I got my bronze on.
Yeah,
Also, we
he's
got the
decked out.
LeBron James jersey. See, we got the Jordan logo because we're not very
What do you
insecure.
think? Which of these sneakers
You're not very insecure.
is worth more on the open market?
I mean, we're not really worried about that. Jordan's a diehard capitalist.
Okay.
And listen, we got the MJ logo because unlike Jordan stands, we're not insecure about Michael Jordan. We respect Michael Jordan. We respect his legacy, so we're not afraid to rep him. At the same time, it's also like back in the days, you know, in war when they would scalp someone and they would wear the scalp, so we got that right here. So here's something I want to address.
That is so disrespectful.
Here's something I want to address. I just want to go back and talk about the 6 finals losses that LeBron has, right? So let's start with 2007. Do you know what the starting lineup for LeBron James's finals team in 2007 was?
I
when he was
don't
22?
I don't even bring it up.
Right.
I mean, you should have come closer in one of those games than you
He's
did.
22
but-
years old. I
okay,
think MJ
all right.
was still taking econ class or having a tutor work on his stuff.
All right,
you know?
but you're up against 3 Hall of Famers. I got
Right.
it.
Very,
Yeah.
very tough. He was
There's no
22 years
Kawhi
old.
yet, but you
Right.
got 3 Hall of Famers.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I don't think a single one of those players averaged more than 14 points a game. Let's go to 2011. Look, I'll give you that. That happened. It is what
Yep.
it is. But
I mean,
It
it
is
was,
what it
it
is.
was ugly.
hey. But then, hey, let's.
We're talking about when the
Don't skip over it. Don't skip over it now. If you're gonna excuse other ones, you can't skip over 2011. That was the thing that eliminated. Okay, in most people's minds that watched LeBron's entire journey after 2011, it was over because he just left Cleveland after getting embarrassed by Boston. And then he goes and teams up, builds a super team, and then he chokes again. He chokes in the NBA Finals against Dallas in 2011. That's when most people wrote him off. Honestly, I kind of wrote him off as in he's not a contender to Kobe or Jordan or Magic or any of these guys or Bird. He's not going to contend against these guys, but he might still be a top 10 all-time great. That's when I already knew it was done. So, but yeah, LeBron fans just want to gloss over that one, and I don't understand why. It happened. It was real.
chosen one became the frozen one. in
Right.
games
Frozen
4,
one.
5, and 6.
Right. But the best thing about LeBron's career is that it goes.
Acceptance. Accept it.
farther than that, right? Let's jump to 2015. The first round of 2015 in the Eastern Conference playoffs, what happens? Kelly Olynyk channels his inner John Cena, tears apart Kevin Love's shoulder. LeBron loses his third guy.
Yep.
Kyrie Irving, who was playing well in his first game in the finals, they might have won that game, breaks his kneecap. LeBron James still manages to take 2 games off the Golden State Warriors with Timofey Mozgov and Matthew Dellavedova, who wasn't even in enough shape to cover Steph. He had to get an IV in between those rounds.
You realize that you again lost 4, 5, and 6. What happened, LeBron?
Okay, so
Where were you?
Okay, so let's jump to 2016. 2016, we know what happened. Legendary playoffs, greatest finals ever.
Yep.
Then, my man already described it over there. Draymond makes the call. They make the call. They convince Katie to come in.
Yep.
2017, 2018, how do you argue against those losses for LeBron James? In 2018, who on LeBron's team was better than Bam Adebayo?
Hey, do you remember Game 1 of 2018 at Oracle?
Oh, yeah, he got robbed. He took a charge against Kevin Durant that the NBA reviewed, but because MJ stands got on the phone, they overturned that charge and made it into a block.
Wait. He's got to be joking. Please tell me this is a joke.
He got robbed. He took a charge against Kevin Durant that the NBA reviewed, but because MJ stands got on the phone, they overturned that charge and made it into a block.
Because MJ fans got on the phone. Dude, I could just throw out anything he said up until this point and anything else he's going to say after this. Like, it's over, if that's really what you're saying.
2018, LeBron James gets the switch onto little Steph Curry. I don't know, I'll give him 6'3"-ish maybe, but it's 6'9" over 6'3". And LeBron goes up for a shot to win it because you're down 1. And all you got to do is make this shot coming off as hot an outside shooting game as he's ever had in a playoff game. And what does he do? He kicks it to George Hill.
Of course he does.
I'm a Spurs fan, so I know George Hill. He's not that guy. You don't want him shooting late game free throws. Clay tackles him, sends him to the free throw line. He made the first one, way to go, George, but predictably he missed the second one. J.R. Smith lost his mind. The clock ran out. LeBron goes over and sits and pouts.
Skip, who made this?
Yes. I hope they don't gloss over that. He goes and pouts and he checks out. He mentally checks out of the game, doesn't make eye contact with anybody, doesn't talk to JR, doesn't talk to the coach, nothing. I've seen the whole intermission between the end of the fourth quarter and the beginning of overtime, and LeBron makes no eye contact with anybody on his team. Like, that's how effed up it was, and he just mentally checked out because he knew he can blame JR, and he's used to losing. But so he's got a scapegoat, and a scapegoat was JR at that point. That's not what a real leader does, man.
Yeah. All right. Good job. Way to go. Yes, sir. What's your name?
My name is Gabriel Diaz.
Hi, Gabriel.
So yeah, I just kind of want to talk a little bit about, when you talk about finals appearances and you talk about finals wins, I think that there's not enough credit specifically from people who are the Jordan lovers for even making the finals as LeBron did those consecutive years. When you look at Jordan's career, he did have the 6 finals, 6-0 in the finals. How impressive is that? I'll give him his flowers there because, as my man said, we're not insecure about Jordan. We know that he's the second best player to ever play the game. We're very, very certain on that. But understanding that he didn't win a title every time that he was in every season that he played in the NBA.
No one's ever saying that.
That's just a simple fact.
No one's ever said that. Ever. And real quick, if we're gonna credit finals losses, then I guess Jason Kidd's got 2 more. So he's got 3 championships now. Magic Johnson, wow, I think he went to the finals 9 times. So we might as well make him a 9-time champion. Who else is out there? I think Clyde Drexler would be a 2-time champion, right? And who else? Patrick Ewing, he's got himself a ring. Barkley's got himself a ring. Karl Malone's got 2. Same with John Stockton. Sean Kemp, he's a champion. Gary Payton, 2-time champion. We can't start doing that. You can't start crediting the losers. You have to credit the winners.
And I think that we have to kind of consider that as we start to talk about the impact that a player can make on bringing their team to the finals.
But you understand there were Larry Bird's Boston Celtics, then there were the Bad Boy Pistons, then there was Reggie Miller and Larry Bird coaching a really good Indiana team.
And Steven, let me tell you, Skip, sorry. Say apologies there. Skip, I'm sorry, Skip. I'm
okay.
sorry, Skip.
It's okay.
I'm sorry, Skip.
Damn.
But understanding, like, I'm not here to debate eras and debate the greatest teams of this era and the greatest teams of that era. What I can tell you is certifiably, all those teams are good teams. The Larry Bird era, the Magic Johnson Lakers, those are great teams. Just as the Warriors teams that LeBron had to play were really good teams, just as the Celtics teams that LeBron had to get through to get to the finals were great teams. So, I'm not here to debate whether that team's better than this team. What I'm here to debate with you is the fact that every time that he had to get out there and bring his team to the finals, whether he had a great supporting cast or a weak supporting cast, my guy was there and he was ready to bring his team to as far as he could take them. And you understand that there's limitations to what you can bring to a team. When you look at 2018 in particular, you made a good point to say that maybe he shouldn't have gave that ball to George Hill. But when we look at that play, like, as basketball purists, he made the right decision,
Okay.
and he had to do that.
He always makes the right play, taking himself off the hook to make the shot, right?
That's not always, because if you look at that same playoffs,
Skip's damn right. Skip's damn right. And him mentioning the free throw percentage of Hill is right there. Yeah, if you're making the right play, you don't get the ball in the hands of somebody who can't make a free throw, or else they'll get exploited, like Clay exploited that. You do it yourself, but guess what? You're not the greatest and you're not the greatest of all time when you can't hit a damn free throw. And that's why LeBron's getting the ball out of his hands. He doesn't want to go to the line because he shoots like 70-something% from the line. So he doesn't want that. And that's why he's not the GOAT. Just is. Too many flaws. He needs too many people around him doing too many different things to compensate for his weaknesses.
In 2018, he was hitting game winner after game winner to take his team there. He wasn't passing those up when he hit that floater against Toronto, when he hit that three against Indiana, and then when he played super well against
Think about
Boston.
that. All you have to get through. Yeah, okay, way to go. All right, good job.
Wow, why did he walk away?
Uh-oh, here we go. Yes, sir.
What? It sounds like a lot of these guys that are LeBron fans, they don't want to have a conversation. They just want to, like, vent. They'll vent and then they leave because they don't even want to hear, like, a rebuttal from Skip. And that's weird, man. This is not how debates go. Debates are supposed to be a back and forth. So you can't just say what you want to say and then bow out like this guy just did. That's weird. You got to stand there. You got to give some and take some.
What's your name?
My name's Danny Friedman. Excited to bring up this point.
Welcome, Danny Friedman.
Talk about
Try it.
you talk about being
He's got a reverse LeBron James jersey on.
clutch and who has the most playoff buzzer beaters of all time? It's LeBron James. It starts from 2009, hitting a game-winning three against the Magic to even the series in Cleveland.
Yep.
No one even talked about his run in Detroit, where he scored 25 straight points to beat the
did.
Pistons. That's one of the best teams in the East in the 2000s. They won a championship, of course.
By the way, he had a shot.
Yeah, that's pretty much like if you want to compare it to a Jordan moment, that would be like Jordan beating the Cleveland Cavaliers for the first time. That's about it. Where it was like, holy crap, look what he pulled off. Yeah, LeBron James had that moment too, and that was against the Pistons. The reason we don't talk about either of them too much is because it didn't really lead anywhere. No, neither Jordan or LeBron in these scenarios won a championship out of it, but it was still something pretty impressive early in their career to see. It showed signs of greatness for damn sure.
At the end of the first overtime to win the game and airballed it. But go ahead.
Okay, but did he win the game still?
Yeah.
Okay,
They
just
did.
making sure. So then, you talk about a lot of the teams he goes up against. He beat the Pacers with Paul George, Roy Hibbert, David West, Lance
With
Stevenson.
a walk-off that he blew past Paul George. And laid it off the glass with his left hand,
hand.
which is his dominant hand because he was born left-handed.
Right, so why are
okay,
we-
so you're going to take that as a buzzer beater, right?
Well, what do we consider it otherwise? Is
Okay.
it not a buzzer
Like the other
beater
night,
where there's the
he
red
got-
on the shot clock?
The other night he got a buzzer beater with
Yeah,
a
it was a
little
tip
tip in
in,
against
yeah.
Indiana, right?
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
way to go.
So then, you talk about Derrick Rose and the Bulls with Jimmy Butler, Taj Gibson, Tom Thibodeau, and D. Rose hits that shot to bank in a three. And then the next game, what does LeBron do? Dave Blatt draws up a play,
For
not
Kyrie.
for LeBron to
Yeah.
take the shot.
Yeah.
And LeBron says, "F that, I'm taking the."
I love it when he gets mad. He doesn't-
too,
he
'cause
rarely gets mad.
He wants it.
I
You
agree.
said he doesn't want it, but he's shown you.
I agree. I've seen LeBron play when he's seriously pissed off, and he plays good. If that was the killer that LeBron was at all times, I'd be a big LeBron James fan. Because, yeah, there are times where he shuts up the media or whatever it is. But then the problem is the next game, he just doesn't show up. So it's just, he can't consistently play like that. But yeah, I'm with Skip. I like a mad LeBron. I really do. It's actually fun to watch.
Has, and
That
what
time
does
he
he
did.
do? He gets the ball in the left corner, catch, fire, ball game, buzzer, evens the series again. Now we talk about 2018, and he had 2 buzzer beaters. He ended basically Toronto, which became LeBronto. OG Anunoby, he took him full court, up down the court, hits a floater from the left wing, one hand running off one foot.
By the way, you realize I don't think he meant to bank that shot. It ticked
he
off
did.
the glass.
But
I'm
he
serious.
did.
No,
But he did
no.
bank it. But he did bank it.
No, seriously.
Yeah,
Go look at it.
that angle. I agree with Skip. I gotta say it. I've always felt that way. Nobody takes that shot from that angle expecting to hit the glass. Nobody. That's a swish or a bust type of shot because he was leaning to the left, which is the same direction as the hoop, leaning to the left, heading towards the baseline, and there's no way anyone would intentionally try to kiss the glass on a shot like that. No, but he got lucky, and no one looked more surprised than him that the shot went in.
Again, he's so deep that the bank becomes irrelevant. You need to shoot it straight on
Yep.
because you're going to have to tick it off the edge of the glass to make it.
That's some great hate watching
Okay.
right there. I mean, I got to give it to you
It's
for that.
not though. It's not. It's really not. That was not. People have shot threes from like from straight on, and hit the glass without calling bank, and it's like, oh shit, I didn't mean to do that. That's crazy because your calibration is way off with the shot if you do something like that, right? But yeah, no, it's not hate. It's actually like if you played enough basketball, that's the only time that shot's going in off a bank, off the glass, is by accident.
But then, what about against the Pacers that series? He hits a three.
It was a good
at
one.
the
I'll give you
buzzer.
that. Hey,
Great shot.
if you play 71,000 minutes, every
you're
once
gonna-
in a while the blind squirrel's going to find an
That's true.
acorn,
That's
right?
a good point.
I mean, you just are. So he found a few acorns. But which of those shots that you just described had stature, had monumental to them? Because think about Michael Jordan's clutchness. When did we first? Whoops. Let me put this back up. Yeah, hang on.
See, he's rattled.
I'm excited. Every shot that Jordan made, clutch shots, and he's 9-8 career over LeBron, that they all had magnitude to them.
Yeah. So my last take.
Okay. Good one. Way to go. Way to go.
Are the flags to call like a surrender, like it's over, or does the flag represent I'm next in? I'm a little confused by that one. Anyways, I feel like they kind of got away from the topic here because the topic was supposed to be about Kyrie Irving bailing out LeBron and what was the other one? Ray Allen bailing out LeBron, but they kind of got away from that. So I think Skip got kind of played here because the LeBron fans were just basically telling him, just trying to point out all like the clutch moments in LeBron's career. And I guess it makes sense, but still, they're not really addressing the importance and how like he literally would be 2-8 in the finals if it wasn't for those 2 moments where he got bailed out. It's not like he's 6-6, and then we can say, well, if it wasn't for those 2, you might be 4-2. No, it's saying you might be 8-2. Like you might be 20%, as opposed to 40%, which is already a failing grade. But I'd rather have a 40% grade than a 20%. I'll tell you that much. I'm gonna have to stomach either of them. But anyways, I don't know what to say about this round. That's the end of round 2. I'm gonna come back with round 3 for you guys. I think I'm basically gonna do this until we hit the end of the month, and then I have stuff planned for the end of the month. But outside of that, I think I'm gonna keep going through these rounds because it looks like 1, 2, 3, 4 more rounds. I think. So what the hell? I want to keep doing this. The next topic will be LeBron has always been a thin-skinned diva and the mentally weakest superstar ever. Wow. All right, I can't wait. I can't wait for tomorrow's. That's going to be great. Oh, man. Yeah, that's going to be cool. That's going to be cool. All right, guys, I'm out of here. Let me know what you guys thought about round 2. What's your opinions? What did you guys think about Skip and what he said? And what did you think about the angle the LeBron shills were coming at? And, yeah, I don't know. I'll see you guys soon. Like the vid if you liked it. Subscribe to the channel for more content like this. And hit that bell if you want to get notified tomorrow when round 3 drops. I'm excited. I hope you guys are too. Thanks for watching, everyone. Peace out. Have a wonderful day. Tell your loved ones you love them. And be water, my friends.